court has basically stated that the dismissals were unlawful, so that's important in the sense that they're a nullity. The court has said that the dismissals are a nullity. It's as if they never happened, and consequently the suspensions and the disciplinary proceedings that preceded the dismissals are also as if they never happened. They're a nullity. So that's very important. The unlawfulness, Dirk has stated that it paves the way for also the Constitutional Court application that is pending, and also the Helen Suzman Foundation application. The second part that is still pending is very important, that the court has made a final order on that. And then, of course, our members want to get back to work as soon as possible because they want to do their jobs. They've never been wanting to do anything else. So they're tendering their services, and the court order says they can go back to work immediately. They're tendering that, and we will, of course, closely monitor the SABC in the sense that they must be allowed back as if they had never been away, and as if the steps that preceded their dismissal, as well as the dismissal itself, has never happened. We will certainly keep a strong eye on the SABC and correspond with them. If they're not inclined to let them back to work, we will approach the court, of course, urgently again. But we're confident that the SABC will see the error of their ways after the judgment. I think the order as to cost is very important. The cost is a very important factor in these sort of proceedings. Cost normally follows the result, and in this instance it did the same. But what is very important is that Judge Lagrange also, under these circumstances, made an exceptional order that was prayed for, in the sense that within 5 days from now, from the order, the General Manager of the SABC regarding radio, news and current affairs, Mr. Sebuletu Itlakanane, as well as Moloto Estebele, the Acting Group Executive News and Current Affairs, must file affidavits showing cause why they should not personally be held liable for all or part of the costs of this application. Such costs to be paid on attorney and client scale, including the costs of 2 counsel. That's very meaningful that order has been made in the circumstances, because it goes to our argument that public funds and fiduciary duties and fiduciary positions should not be abused to achieve ends, mischievous ends, as we've seen in this instance, and what we believe to have been the case. So we will closely monitor that as well. And of course, in their affidavits, they must then say why they are not liable, and in saying so, they must say who is liable. And we will closely monitor that, and on a second occasion after that has been done, we will set down an argument for costs to be argued against those persons in their personal capacity for a punitive cost order or for a cost order from their own pockets. So yes, as Dirk has said, actually a monumental judgment.
Just from my side, I think an important aspect that the court has also dealt with is the fact that the SABC is a public institution, and that the public has an interest in how it should be run. It's an institution bound by certain constitutional values. So important from this judgment is that the public has a right to know what happens at the SABC, and that it ensures that the SABC implements important constitutional principles. For me, that's one of the crucial aspects from this judgment.